Good morning. Hello. No, it's not good morning. It's good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so we are currently live on YouTube, currently live in the Bead Floor Studio Facebook page, and we are going live in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. Hello, good afternoon. It is June 13th, 1:01 p.m. here in the Midwest USA. And I am coming to you live at a different time than I normally do. so, but out of habit, um, I say good morning, but I'm sure it's morning somewhere. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from. So hello. All right. So last week I was going to pot up my magnolias permanently, and that did not happen because the resin that I had in the garage for like what 5-6 years decided not to work on me anymore. So I beaded instead last week, and now this week I am going to pot up my magnolias. Sorry, it's taking a minute because words are, the brain to mouth thing sometimes doesn't work so well. All right. We have Natia joining us from Germany and Louise joining us from the Netherlands. Hello, ladies. Okay. And I was just putting some beads in my pots inside my vases. Just kind of doing some prepping. And welcome to another live bead and chat with Fen. And also, and help session. If you need help with any beading from any of my previous classes, or you just have questions about wire or beads or whatever, ask them in the chat. I will be happy to help you out. Okay, so if you are watching in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group, please help me activate the chat. I don't know what is going on with the Facebook group. I am just not getting the comments. So I see that you guys have gone into the Facebook page instead. So you're not dealing with all the me not be able to see what you're saying. So, and it looks like we have April joining us. Hello. And Carmen joining us from Michigan. Hello. So, yay, we've got some US people here joining me this afternoon. Okay, so we've got, lots more people joining us. Hello, Juliana from San Pedro, California, and the Lounge Boutique says, I just got your Bead Floor book in the mail. I'm obsessed. Awesome. Oh, I guess this is a better time than my usual time because people are actually available. So I might change it to this time if this is a better time. I can do this time. So I am going to, there's a bumblebee behind me, right over there. Wow, it's a big bee. Wow, it's big. It's a huge bee. And be prepared for me to be distracted by all the things out here. So last week the resin stopped working. My resin wasn't working. So this week, so I went to Michael's Crafts and got this. It's called acrylic water, but it is also 2-part resin. So they had a 30% off coupon. So I got this at Michael's Crafts. Can't go to Joann Fabrics anymore because they are closed. Michael's is a bit of a longer drive for me. So, okay, it looks like we have Jusra joining us today, Hope I said your name right. Sorry if I butchered it. Let me know if I say your name wrong. Please correct me because I do not want to be saying your name wrong. Okay. So we have, this came with a cup, so that's good. And usually with the resin, it's two parts. You have a part A and a part B. So we have a two-part resin. And what I'm doing is I'm going to put the resin in my vases to pot them permanently. Because right now, the problem with these arrangements is that they will come apart. If it falls down, I can just take this out, right? And I don't, no, I don't want it to come out anymore. I want it to be permanent. And I don't want people taking it out. Oh, one of the huge problems that I have is that if it gets knocked down, like your potting material that's in there to keep all your things in there, I have beads or I have like pebbles or things like that, it will just fall off everywhere. And I am sick and tired of dealing with stuff like that. So that's why I want to pot my arrangements permanently. And that is one of my goals, to pot my things permanently. That is a goal. So it doesn't have to be. If you want to have the ability to take it apart, then you don't have to. But I just find that it will just, all your potting material in there is going to be all over the floor, and I'm sick of cleaning up all the things off the floor, right? So this is where the resin comes in. April says, beautiful dogwood brooch. Thank you, April. So I have directions in my book, Bead Flora. Oh, you see that bee? You guys see that bee? Did it get in front of the camera? Okay. Anyways, it's the dogwood. Sorry, things are in the way. The dogwood is in my book, Bead Flora, French beaded branches in bloom, and I do have directions on how to make the brooch. So that is one of the extra patterns. I converted the actual pattern into something completely, the flower pattern is the same, but I converted using a technique that is more appropriate for turning it into a brooch. So it's in there if you want to make the brooch and don't want to deal with all of the wires. Okay, with all that said, we are going to pot two things today. Are my pink tulip magnolia and, let's see here, we have star magnolia, which is in the book I just mentioned, French beaded branches in bloom, and willow, beaded willow, which is on my website. It was a bead along, so actually the pattern is still free on YouTube. So if you want to look up the directions on how to make it, it's still on YouTube, but the PDF is for sale on my website. Okay. Okay, so the Lounge Boutique says, I'm ordering the branches book next. Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Okay, so we're going to start doing this. I took gloves out. Where are my gloves? Okay, so with these, it's a two-part resin. We put equal parts in and stir it. So these arrangements, these are just the tip of the iceberg. There is a lot more for me to do. There is a lot more. And the pink magnolia is not in any one of my books. It is on my website, though. Okay. All right, directions. Okay, how long do I need to stir? Stir for 6 to 8 minutes. That is way too long. It's way too long. I don't know how much should I do. 3 ounces of each? No. I'm going to use this because then it's easier Mine has a spout already, so that it's easier to pour. So I won't use this one, but it's nice that I have an extra one. Okay, might help to open this first. All right, might help. Trying to be prepared this week because I got resin all over everything last time. So I have a piece of plastic from something. So 2 parts. Having the ones with the marks on it are nice because then you know for sure it's exactly 2 parts. You can just pour. And the reason why I'm doing this outside is you don't want to do this inside. It would stink up the place. I did this one time during the winter in the studio. Oh, it would stink up the place for weeks. So you do not want to do this inside the house. Not even like by a window or anything. Just wait. Don't be impatient. Wait a few months if it's winter. Okay. Oh, what are you guys working on? Let me know what you're working on. I'm not going to stir for 6 minutes. That sounds crazy. But I'm going to stir for a bit. Let me know what projects you're working on. If you are just joining me for this live, I am potting up my beaded plants so that when they get knocked over, I don't have to clean up all the things off the floor. If you have ever spilled beads, then you know what I'm talking about. So you don't want to clean up all the things from inside your pot either. Either it be pebbles or anything like that. Okay. Natia says, I don't have a project in the works in the moment. It's too hot. We had the first heat wave yesterday. Thanks for converting that to Fahrenheit for me. 89 degrees Fahrenheit. you you guys know. You guys know how we do in the US. I appreciate you converting it for me. Okay. I retreated indoors, darkened everything. Yeah, that is hot. That is really hot. The Lounge Boutique says I'm working on a floating shelf sun catcher for my daughter. Nice. Is it a French? Does it have anything with? Does it have any French beaded flowers in it? Floating shelf. That sounds beautiful. Okay, made with driftwood and lampwork beads. Beautiful. April's working on hairpins, and Louise is working on tulips. Awesome. Louise, are you working on full-size tulips or are you working on miniature tulips? So I know Lauren had a bead along for miniature tulips, and I have a pattern for full-size tulips in my first book. So I'm curious which one you're working on. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna call it a day. if you guys are watching in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group, I am currently not seeing your comments right now, so I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna pour the resin in. I've had this arrangement for quite a while now, so it's time to permanently pot it. One of the reasons why I usually don't pot things up permanently yet is because I just don't know if I want it to be, I guess you want that option of taking it out, right? And you want that option of using that vase for something else if that vase will work better for something else. Those were my reasons, because there are times where I've taken apart arrangements because I made a new flower and I needed a vase, and one of the vases that's already used works better for that arrangement. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take that arrangement apart and put the new flower in. But I am not going to do that anymore. I mean, well, I probably will still do that, but I'm gonna commit, do more committing to it being permanent. I put a whole bunch of things in here so that I don't have to use so much resin. I think I may need to actually do use more this time. So I'm waiting for the resin to settle down. It's going to fall down to the vase, and then I'm going to put more in. So Louise is working on miniature tulips. Nice. I need more tulips. I made a lot of samples when I was working on my tulip pattern for the flowers, but I don't have a lot of leaves. But if I want to put those samples together, I need to make more leaves, and I kind of don't want to make more leaves. I set my resin down on here now. I'm going to use this to wipe this out. So, and I thought I was prepared. Mess. Okay, I'm just waiting. While I'm waiting, I'm going to move this like so and start pouring some resin in here. Set that aside. And I'm going to pour some more in here. Ooh. Okay. Okay, the Lounge Boutique says it will have beaded flowers in pots on top of the shelf. Okay, nice. That sounds beautiful. Okay. I don't know if I'm missing any comments, so let me scroll a bit. Okay. April says, I had a mason jar full of mixture of beads once that my mom dropped and broke. I cried. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not too, with my beet soups, I'm not too concerned about them. But I guess it's not about the beads. It's like the cleaning up. It's the cleaning up. And depends on if they're expensive beads. Then yeah, I would cry. I would cry about the cleaning up though. Okay. Natia says it will be even hotter tomorrow, and then the tropical nights will come and will be humid and thundery. I don't have air. Oh no, that is awful. That is awful. I'm gonna check in the group, see how that goes. I need to at least make an attempt. Okay. It looks like everybody else is on the page or YouTube, so not too concerned then. All right, and okay, I hope I'm saying your name right. Imine or Imini says, "Can you make a heart?" Um, I have things with heart shapes, so yes, I have flowers with or leaves that are in the shape of a heart. It's just not a straight up heart. So I have a heart shaped clover or oxalis pattern. Or heart shaped clover, I guess. It's an oxalis. It's considered a weed, um, but it's edible. It tastes lemony. So if you look in my book, Bead Flora, the revival of French beaded flowers, you will see that pattern. And what else did I do with hearts recently? There was something else that had hearts in it that looked like that was in a heart shape. Well, this is not recent, but the root violets have a heart shaped leaf. And I may need to use all of it. I should just do all of it. And my last pattern, French beaded anthurium, a heart shaped leaf. So if we look at all of those patterns and want to make a heart out of those using those techniques, you can. But I have not had I guess, had a strong desire just to make a plain heart. Okay. Let's just use it all. I can probably use the resin in something else if I don't need it all. More stirring. I just want to make sure my hair is not in my mic. So my hair gets on the mic, it just makes like a muffle sound. So just trying to be aware of that. It's getting hot here too. I don't know how long I can be working outside this summer. If I can, lately I've been working outside, beading outside, working on orders outside. I don't want to be stuck inside. I just don't. What is that? So I wanted to make my front porch cozy. I even got a nice chair. When you want to buy those chairs, you can't just buy a chair. It's a whole set. So now I have 2 chairs and a table. And I don't have room for a chair and a table off my front porch. I just have room for 1 chair. So I have a chair. I put together the second chair, and it's in the backyard. I need to figure out what to do with the table. I already have the table type thing up front. I just love working out here. It just gives me more mental clarity. Like when I'm inside, when I'm trying to work, I'm all over the place. But when I'm out here and I'm like working on my computer, typing out my patterns, I just feel like I can concentrate more. So something about outside. You're not meant to be inside all the time. Yeah, that's enough stirring. All right, let's pour some more in. Ooh. Oh, you know what what I forgot to get? I forgot paper towels. Okay, now I'm gonna put some in here. As that settles, I'm gonna put more in this pot. Can you guys hear that dog? Just like barking. It just won't stop. Sounds like a little dog. All right. All right, next one. Ooh. It just won't quit. Bubbling up. So last week I was talking about how the flowers in my front garden are fading. The peonies and irises in the front, they have faded, and there's no flowers in its place just yet. I'm waiting for the summer flowers to come in, and in this lull of flowers, I don't like it. I want to have continuous flowers. So maybe I need to think about what flowers are in between, or maybe some longer blooming spring flowers, right? What blooms after peonies and irises? I have echinacea that should be coming in soon, but I don't have it yet. It's not blooming yet. I have some yarrow that will bloom soon. but it's not here yet. So I was at the grocery store and they were selling some um, chrysanthemums. And it's kind of not the season for chrysanthemums, but they're selling it, right? And so I potted it up just so that there's something here. What they say, flowers are cheaper than therapy. So I'm going to I'm going to buy flowers. Flowers for my mental health. Cheaper than therapy. You know, April, I was just reading up, I saw a video about people planting calla lilies from the grocery store. Calla lilies. And my sister in law, she has calla lilies planted outside at her house. So I may do, that's a great idea. When do they bloom? I don't know when they bloom. I'm not familiar with when they bloom. I have to look that up. I put zinnia seeds down last week. Nothing has come up yet. I have not had luck with I have not had luck with just putting zinnia seeds in the ground. But I have some transplanted. So usually when I transplant them, they do fine. Bubbling up. Ooh. So the one I did, the arrangements that I potted up from 2 weeks ago, they've all, I guess, hardened up. You know, the resin hardened up, and I can like hold it up like this, and then and the and the branches are staying. So that is the result that I want. That is the absolute result that I want from this whole what I'm doing here. Okay, April says mine are blooming now. Okay, so I will think about calla lilies. Awesome. Thanks for the idea, April. Wait, do I have callas? I don't. I don't have calla lilies. Do you know if I can plant peace lilies outside? That would be good. I have peace lilies. I have to look that up. I killed it, and then I just kept watering it, and then it came back. Like it's just like it was completely done, and then I just like okay, maybe there's still something underground. Okay, so I guess I guess pro tip from a person that kills houseplants a lot. Pro tip for a person that kills houseplants. Ooh. Um, Even if you think your houseplant is dead, uh, just trim all the dead stuff away and keep watering it and see what happens. I've had like a few things that has you know resurrected from me doing that. So I have at least two plants in my house right now that has died, but I just kept watering it and it came back. So, pro tip. Wow, I actually needed all of this. Well, I guess, this pot I guess, is a lot bigger vase. Okay, Natia says lavender flowers for a long time and is a real magnet for wild bees and bumblebees. And the scent is also lovely in the evening. I have 3 pots of lavender on my balcony. Um, I started some lavender from seed and transplanted it to the garden, and we'll see how that does. I actually had some lavender that I've planted a long time ago, and then it grew so big, like right here, just from three plants, and it got so big. And then I said, okay, I don't want the lavender here. I want the lavender moved because I want to have more options of. I just got sick of it being there. I moved it, and it was alive for that season, and now it's dead. So, and now I want more lavender. Isn't that how? And it just ain't that how it always is? So now I want more. Not that I didn't want that lavender. I just wanted it somewhere else. I still wanted lavender, but maybe just somewhere else. So, all right. So lavender and calla lilies. Wow, it really is going to use up all my resin. Crazy. Okay, once I'm out of the resin, then I'm just gonna call it a day. So next week I may try a different day. I know some people have said that Fridays don't work that well, and weekends don't work for me because we're so busy on the weekends. It's hard for me to do a weekend one. So maybe on a different day. That's not a Friday. Some people can't do Fridays or Saturdays. I know someone mentioned that. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Before we kind of make sure the things are in its final, you know, place before you let it harden. Make sure your stems are where you want it to be. That would not be good. You still got a little bit of time after you pour, but just to make sure your stems are in the right place. Isn't it always like your face needs scratching your noses at you and your hands can't be doing that stuff? I don't think I can pour any more in. I'm just gonna not go in. I'm gonna pour like the remainder in here because I don't want the resin to be in this cup. Because the one I had from last week was kind of dried in here. That was not good. And I have resin just on my concrete here. Yeah, I made a mess here. So that is it for today. Just padding. So next week, well, again, probably won't be the 10 a.m. Ooh, if possible, I will try to do the 1 p.m. again because it looks like that this time it works for most of you and it also works for me. So I will try to do the 1 p.m. again, but maybe on a different day, maybe on a Thursday. So for this summer, while my kids are home, just running amok, making a mess in my house. Yeah. Oh, today we went, they had swimming lessons, and I had my oldest at the library. So we're just running all over the place this summer. All right, I'm done potting my flowers, and sorry, just kind of low energy today. Just low energy today. I am sorry, guys. Low energy. Okay. Um, Still drinking my mushroom coffee. It's not really helping. So life is overwhelming, and the coffee is not strong enough. So all right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today, and I will review my schedule, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.